for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, in it. Let me breathe for a minute. Just let me breathe for a minute, man. Just let me breathe for a minute. White Range Rover, in it.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Today's game features arguably the best defense in the NFL. The Vikings are top 10 in fewest points allowed, and they'll be up against a Packers offense that wants to prove it can do some damage.
All right, Larry, it's one of the new jewels of the NFL, no doubt, as you get a look inside U.S. Bank Stadium here in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll get it up. The 20 to the 22-yard line. Garoppolo now, first down throw. Looking for Floyd, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they will score. It's a Packer touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Garoppolo to throw on second down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Play action here on first down. Being chased out left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
Well, my initial thought was that maybe he was just trying to blindly throw this one away, and maybe he was. But he's going to get away with it because as he tried to throw it over the left sideline there's a receiver right there in the area, so no grounding call.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. Left side caught by Diggs. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Now the offense lining up first and 10. Working from the gun. Garoppolo. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Play action. Garoppolo. Got a man out of the backfield. It's Chris Thompson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be third down. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
And while they hope to continue this drive, it's really already mission accomplished. They've given enough space now that if they have to punt the ball, they've done so with that first run.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Let's take it inside his own 40. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here first and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnover. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. Offense comes to the line now, first and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. His throw is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And now it's second down.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Kenny Clark able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack. He's now exactly had a banner start to this game. We're still in the first quarter. He's already thrown an interception, and that should have been the second one.
And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. They've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. The 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness? The burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
And now out comes Minnesota. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. Packer pressure, and down he goes. So the defense gets to the quarterback. Now the offense backed up on 2nd down.
Watch it now, over. Let's go. Watch it now, Barney.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he drops this off to Townsend, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Just 2 yards to go here on second down for the offense. Four after a pickup of only a yard. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 14 yards there on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and short. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 22.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Janikowski bangs it through. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the second quarter.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Finds a seam inside the 40. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Wilson, dancing to his left, and he's got room. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
They go read option with Wilson. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Couple of plays sent him the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. He's got it complete to Diggs right side. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. On first down, Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And this is caught at the 8. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chester Rogers, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. And he puts it through. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Packers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 16. Play action. Now Wilson on the move to his left. He's letting this one. He's got him in. Complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play for the Pack on 3rd. 46 yards. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Forced out to his left. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. The Packers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separate...
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Daniil Hunter. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Wilson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to go down again.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. From the gun, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Cliff Averill in there again as this offensive line is in tatters. 3 sacks in 3 plays. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken at the 37. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. First and 10. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. And it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Oh, design run for their wideout. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Oh. Loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The Packers on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Play action. It's Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Fielded at about the 28. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
23 yards on the play.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Here we go now. Green, watching now, Barney,
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Vic Beasley in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long?
hurry up, here we go.
Garoppolo now. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. 4 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second down following the run. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Packers on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. On first down, Wilson. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll bring up a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
The Packers on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Time running out here on the play clock. On third down, it's Wilson. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play. And that's going to lead them to 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On 2nd down, they'll try and run the counter. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now Wilson. From the gun, he'll throw. Being chased down, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cliff Averill in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A pressure spot now for a guy who's been here before, and that's Stephen Hauschka. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Chester Rodgers, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Well, we've seen some lead changes, and it certainly appeared that one of these squads was in full control of the game, but that's not the case after that touchdown.
Yeah, they erase a 2 TD deficit here to grab the lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the 4th with the football. On 2nd down, Wilson. And an alley to run. And they're able to get this one across the 35. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He's back to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Packers on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be third and forever. They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Oh, some strong running. He finds his target, Fuller. They get 25 yards out of that one, and it'll give the Packers a first down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need. That's exactly what they got done. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He'll look to throw. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Vikings, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2, and they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year, and they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Vikings as we say so long from Minneapolis.
Fish. I say, Lord, be my savior when it comes to getting this paper. Please protect me from my haters. Just say me and I won't